Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Direct Discussions. We are switching it up today a little bit. We're going to do half and half today. Who doesn't want half and half sweet tea, right? So, I'm your host, David. Let me slide it over to my co-host today.
Welcome back. How are you guys doing today?
We'll go around.
Hey, look, we're going to do, like David mentioned, we're going to do something a little different today, man. At least for the first hour, it might be a long show. It might be. If we get some confirmation on a few things. But thank you guys for tuning in as always, man.
What's your name?
My name is Ariel Delgado. Wolf Delgado Dissect, right. Look, again, a little different, but should be a good show. With that being said, I'm introduce our very special guest tonight.
We got two of them. Whoever Roger pans to next.
All right, go for it, Raj.
It's random selection.
The Raj. Hey, there you go. Hey, all right. Hey, he's on. Hey, the guest tonight. Yes, sir. Guest tonight.
Special guest. Yeah, you can look right there, straight ahead.
Very special.
What's going on? My name is Jonathan Triska. Thank you guys for having me. And yeah, man, look forward to talking a little shit with you guys. Can we curse on this thing? Or?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You guys might have to let me know when to tone things out. Or whatever it is, you know?
Hey, I like the feather in the hat. That's a nice little touch.
Thank you, man.
Nice little touch.
Hell yeah.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood savior. All right, let's get into our special guest.
Other
today.
special guest.
How are
Hi
you today?
everyone. My name is Vanessa De La Cruz from South Garland, and I'm looking forward to see what this podcast has in store for us today.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, what was your first question?
Oh
you had?
yes, I want to start off this podcast with a question for both of y'all, a very special question.
All right.
Why were y'all late today? This is supposed to be a business directed discussion podcast, and this is very unprofessional. So I was just wondering that. I wanted to open up the show with that.
We like to show up late. It's usually how we move. No, I'm kidding. No. Okay, the thing is, like, so where I come from, like, to start off my day, it's pretty far. Then I had to, you know what I'm saying, go pick him up. And then you're already far to come all the way back over here. So
Yeah, to my defense, I don't know what's going on. So, but I do know that we did a lot of driving.
Yeah, I mean, in Texas, you're gonna do a lot of driving.
That's one thing I'm learning about out here. It's like it's super spread out.
Yeah, which is good. I feel like.
Yeah.
That's what you.
No,
want.
I don't mind it at all.
I think it's actually good because whenever you just maybe you had a long day, sometimes it's good just to get in the car and drive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just feels good. Traffic sucks, but if you're driving, like you're
I was
actually
gonna
moving, you're good. But traffic, yeah, that sucks.
Cause y'all got like a pretty open freeway system. I feel like it's like 4 or 5.
no, but
4 or 5 lanes.
it be getting a little crazy, man. Like you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of exits. There's a lot of just highways everywhere. A lot of bridges for no reason. But yeah. And if you miss an exit, you gotta like.
You're on the whole other side of town.
Yeah, exactly.
Something special about Texas is like you'll never meet someone else from other states that go on vacations and road trips to another city in their state. Texans will, like, people from Dallas, they'll go on a vacation to Houston or to Austin and South Texas.
Yeah.
Like, that's how big Texas
That's
is.
normal.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it last time. I was like, dang, Austin would be lit, or even going to San Antonio to go see Wemby play against Dallas and whatnot.
Well, I was telling him to take a trip to Miami.
Oh, I mean, well, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
but
and
when
do the
you're in
podcast out
Miami,
there.
where are you gonna want to go? You're just like, oh, I'm already in Florida. Where else is there to go?
Oh, you mean for like just a visit?
Like, no, yeah, because like we're talking about, like
yeah.
she was saying with Texas. Texas is one of those states where you actually you visit other states, cities inside of Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in Florida. Do y'all do that?
No, I think it's similar. I think it's similar in Florida, right? Maybe. But definitely for sure, like if you're looking at Florida on a north to south kind of vibe, it's definitely segregated in the sense to where South Florida is a lot more cultural. A lot more different kind of Latinos than Orlando too. Yeah, but once you go south to a certain point and north, it's it gets like backcountry.
That's cool.
Swampland, like that's like
it is.
You know, like the Florida man,
the bayou,
the Florida man meme.
Yeah.
That's all that stuff, man. Like in the Panhandle and Tallahassee and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, Tallahassee.
But it's a whole different Florida down south. And
all right, so I want to get into real quick our guest. So you said you do modeling. What got you into modeling?
So my mom actually got me into modeling. She got connections to a guy that was hosting a international beauty pageant. And he was looking for models. And my mom was like, so at the time, I had just got injured in boxing. And I've been boxing my whole life.
Okay.
So right after that, I really had nothing to do because I was injured and I couldn't do much with my arm. I injured my arm. My shoulder came out of the socket. Ooh. So I punched it out of place. And that got me nerve damage from here on the left side of my neck down my left arm to my fingertips. So recovering from that was hard, and I just was always busy with that. So I wanted something else to do. And the pageant, you have to prepare for it for the whole year. So that's what I was doing. I got into that. I was Miss Puerto Rico, Miss Sovereign of the World 2023.
Oh, that's pretty lit.
Yeah, and that's from there, I built a love for modeling. I would have never in a million years thought I would ever be modeling. I thought I was going to box for the rest of my life. But from there, modeling just took off for me.
Wait, so why, like, how is modeling, I guess you could say, different? Like, what even goes into modeling? Because, I mean, call me ignorant. I would think modeling is just like you walk in a straight line, you put your hips a certain way, and then, you stand there, you belt face and walk back, right? That, to me, is what modeling would maybe be. What is, like, you're the inside, so what is modeling, basically?
Well, I don't judge you for that because that's what I thought modeling was in the beginning until I started, like, going to school for it and learning everything, all the fundamentals behind it, and it's more than looking pretty and posing for a camera. You have to learn how to act in front of the cameras, how to not get nervous and how to hide your emotions under the lights and with a big crowd in front of you. It's hard to walk in heels, first off. Like, going from boxing shoes to heels was, I've never wore heels a day in my life until I started modeling. And so that took me a while to, like, gain the balance and learn how to do that. Of course, there's certain ways and there's multiple different walks. So every walk has, like, you lead with your hips or you lead with your shoulders. You have no facial expression. You have the biggest smile in the world. So with pageantry, you want a big smile. And there's categories. So for that pageant, it was a week long.
That's the 2023 one?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a week long, and every single day was something different. You have a media day, you have your national costume, you have your evening gown, and you have a bathing suit, and each and every one of those is a different walk, is a different facial expression on your face, and you have to interact with the crowd differently. So you have to learn all of that behind it, plus the business and how to talk in front of people and how to just go off the top of your head when people are just randomly coming up to you like, hey, what's your name? Oh, what do you do? Like, who are you? And you have to make a name for yourself, prove yourself, and this is who I am.
Okay, so wait, how long from when you won in 23 and what month did you win?
In December.
Okay, so that was at the end of 23. So how many years or how long were you practicing before to get to that point where you actually won a pageant?
I started in February of that year.
Damn, that's crazy. That's like coming in hot for real.
Yeah, so I had to walk in heels and then go through, like, my posture and how to not keep a blank face. Going from, like, converting from boxing to modeling is like, you want to look mean in boxing. Like, you have nothing but a, like, angry face, and you're having, like, a different instinct. With modeling, you have to work with the people around you, and boxing, you're the only one in the ring. You're going against the person with you. So modeling taught me how to be humble in a different way, because from boxing, you're humble and you're showing good sportsmanship outside of the ring and after the fight. During it, you're trying to rip somebody's head off. You're trying to knock them out and beat them the worst you can. But with modeling, and even especially in a pageant, you are living with these girls. You're with them from morning to night. We would be up in heels, getting ready together at 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night.
And that's your competition.
And that's my competition. I have to be friendly and build a relationship with my competition. That was like such like an eye opener, because it's like it really shows you like people can be really two-faced and envious, because you could really genuinely be trying to better them and like, oh, if I know this and you don't really know that, I can help you. But then they'll take that and use it against you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're...
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So...
I could see how it would be humbling as well, because you got to think everybody at the pageant is also as beautiful as you.
Yes.
So now it's like taking the beauty out of it. Okay, now what are the intangibles that all of us, that are going to separate all of us girls from the next one? Is it, you know, the way we act, what we're also doing? Does this girl care? Does the other one not care?
Yeah.
Is this one, like you said, selfish and it's two-faced and they're just trying to get behind everybody's back? Or the other ones are really nice and just trying to help encourage everybody, but they're still, you know, trying to win the pageant and whatnot. So how much further do you think you can take modeling to the next level? What would be the next step after this?
So right now, after pageantry, I didn't really know anything else about modeling. I got in it and went straight into preparing for a pageant. So modeling school helped me. I'm in Bella Modeling School. I'm about to graduate February 27th. So that exposed me to all the different types of modeling. Like, I never knew that, like, people you'll see on commercials are like models, and like people you just see, like you will literally go anywhere at any time of the day and see a model. So having to learn, like, how would I say this? Having to get myself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in every single aspect of modeling really had to, like, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to fake it till I make it, and just like I might not like this right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and who knows, this might be what it's gonna bring me the most attention and give me the most recognition. And that's literally how it was for me. I would have never thought I would be doing runway shows. I thought I was just going to do photo shoots, because that's how I started. After pageantry, I started just doing random photo shoots with photographers that would hit me up, or like at my modeling school, we have 3 different photo shoots that we do throughout our whole time there. So that was all I was used to. And I got an opportunity to do a fashion show, and that was last summer. After that, I was booked every single week that summer for those 3 months with a different show, walking and performing, having everyone's attention on me being the star of the show. And it filled me with so much joy. It was something that I would have never thought I would like, and I fell in love with it ever since.
So now you want to be the star.
Yeah, now I want to be a star of anything. Now I'm okay with trying anything. Commercials, acting, being an extra, doing other shows. Now from there, I started booking a lot more shows. I just did a show last week.
So when you say show, is that like runway shows?
Yes, runway shows and fashion shows. And that got me into Dallas Fashion Week, which I'll be doing in March. And then other shows, like towards the end of last year, I started making connections, making conversation with people. I feel like communication is wealth in this industry, and even any industry. Having a good conversation with someone will make you memorable. Like they will never forget you. Just by the words that you speak to them and being good to them, like just being a good person in general will take you so far in life. So I built those connections, and I was booked for other shows throughout the rest of this year, starting last year. So I have 2 shows in May. I have that Dallas Fashion Week in March. I just did a show, and I'm on here. I never would have thought I'd be on a podcast. Like, this is all so crazy to me. Like, I keep saying I never would have thought this, I never would have thought that, because this is my first time for everything. But that just goes to show how modeling opened my eyes and got me comfortable with being uncomfortable and trying new things.
Who do you go?
Oh, no, go.
I was just going to say, who do you think gave you that, I guess you could say, bravado about wanting to try so many different things? Is it your mom, your dad, cousin, grandpa? Like, who was that in your family or in your life that's like, hey, keep pushing, go do this, go do that?
Well, the foundation to everything in my life was my mom. She always told me, she supported me in anything I do. It was boxing, whether it's modeling, whether it's cosmetology in school, anything that I want to. She says, if you want to do this, I'm going to support you, but you better be your best at it. You never say no to an opportunity, because you never know what those people know, who those people know, and how good it can benefit you. And even if it doesn't benefit you, at least you know that it's not for you. You can't go the rest of your life not knowing how that opportunity would have turned out.
Yeah, that's for sure. So you're right now with modeling could go in so many different avenues, like you said. So would you ever think about maybe wanting to act? If they came up with that, they're like, hey, you're just really pretty, you would be good in this role. Would you be open to that? Because there's like I guess you could say, this underground movie scene in Dallas where they actually produce movies and they actually go on Tubi and stuff like that. So it's real, like they actually can do that. So I was just asking maybe if that opportunity came, so you would be open to maybe doing something like that.
Yes, absolutely. If the opportunity came to me, I would be willing to try it and see how far it can take me. I will obviously not just try it and see how it works out, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give it my all and see how good I can get at this, and see how much other people can see my talent. Even if it isn't like me sticking to acting, at least those people know me and we can make those connections.
Okay, so what age were you when you brought up the idea of boxing? And then after boxing, when did you say, I wanted to start getting into cosmetology? Was cosmetology just because it was something you needed to sign up for in school, or was that something you were just like always kind of passionate about?
Cosmetology was something I've always been passionate about. Outside of boxing, I was always really girly. So I've always loved makeup. I've always loved doing my hair and all this. And my cousin Desiree, she's a licensed esthetician, and I grew up with her. Like, we lived together our whole lives, and she always was into skincare. So that's what always, like, what are you doing? I'm always so curious, like, what is this and what is that? And she got me into makeup. She taught me everything about makeup. She taught me everything about skincare. She would do my hair for picture days when I was in elementary school. So she really exposed me to that and, like, helped me build a love for it. And seeing how far she's gone in it just motivates me even more to finish school, get my license, and hopefully, like, work with her, help each other get clients, and learn from her. With boxing, when I was younger, I would have anger issues. As small as I am, I've always been the person to get in my own head. I was an overthinker, even at a young age. Like, I was like, what is this gonna do? How is this gonna, like, I was always anticipating the results of everything, and that caused me to get a lot of anxiety. And boxing it helped me with that. It helps relieve all my stress and all my anger. So boxing is what really formed me as a person. I wouldn't be the person I am today without boxing. I'm so passionate about boxing, especially my boxing coach, Coach Ray. He is my heart. Like, he always supported me. He always guided me. He always gave me the advice that I needed, with, like, inside the ring, outside the ring, in the gym, outside the gym. He was just always just teaching me about life. Like, especially, like, when I was younger, all I knew was boxing. So, like, every day after school, boxing. So he would give me life lessons using boxing. Like, you can't do nothing out of anger. You can't act out of anger, because this results in you getting beat up in the ring. If you get mad because someone's beating you up, you either are going to get beat up, or you're going to pull something off that just is going to embarrass you, and you're going to want to stop boxing.
Yeah.
So that taught me a lot, because especially working with people, and with boxing, you're meeting a lot of new people. You're traveling and having to talk to people that, like, be friends with people you just beat up, or someone that just beat you up. like you have to learn how to calm yourself down, put all that to the side, and now we're human, we're real people, and we need to learn how to have a genuine conversation, and that I believe that helped me a lot with modeling as well.
So let me ask the gentleman a question. Triska, what are some books you say you'd recommend for interpersonal relationships with people in the real world?
Interpersonal relationships with people in the real world.
Like if you'd have to maybe throw out a book or two, what would you suggest?
Like recent ones or just in general? Because I mean, you have a couple of good ones that everybody mentions. But I think some recent ones that I've read would have to be Mystery Method. That just kind of goes into the male and female dynamic, and since you're talking about interpersonal relationships, and how to kind of navigate through them. There's a collab book that called Mate with the gentleman who wrote I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
Yeah,
he was a huge author, but he collabed with a psychologist and also wrote a book on the same type of dynamics. I think those two books right there are good ones. Let me see that. Obviously, yeah, you have the Power of the Subconscious Mind, and you have all these other books, but those could be hard reads for people that don't want to learn about that kind of stuff or don't understand the value of having those kind of traits or understanding how important the interpersonal dynamics could be. But yeah, those are some right off the top of the head.
What about you, David? What do you think?
Well, you kind of put him on the spot, so I could see how you'd be kind of just trying to stick. He said,
"Wait a minute, books." Yeah.
Well, actually, I have two books you could actually read that would be just very, very beneficial for you. One of them is called "The Courage to Be Disliked," and in that book, he's just kind of explaining how you need to find what's going to make you happy and not necessarily what your mom or dad or brother or cousin, sister might want for your life. You have to figure out what you want for your own life, because at the end of the day, whatever you want for yourself is what's going to be for yourself and not whatever your mom or dad are doing, right? It's what you're doing for the rest of your life. So it's just kind of peeling back a lot of those layers of what you've already started building yourself to be and saying, okay, what do I really want? Not what does everybody else want from me. What do I want for myself? It's just one of those kinds of books. It's a really good book. I believe, if I'm correct, no, I'm actually, never mind. Never mind. It was about the author. But another book, this book, her name is Onika McLennan. It's called Born Royal. She's actually, I believe, a church owner in the Dallas area. Okay. So she wrote this book, and it's mainly made for women. And it kind of goes back to what we said. You just want to learn about the other gender. I couldn't think of the word. Sorry. You want to think about the other gender, so you want to try to get into their head. So the only way we can really understand how you guys work and things about that nature is to read books that women have read for y'all or created for y'all. So this book is just a really good book about you as a woman and finding your own path. So again, both these books are just finding your own path as a young lady and everything like that. So it's called Born Royal. I think on Audible it took me like 3 hours to read it. So shout out to Audible. But yeah, you could really knock it out in a day. And just me reading it, the second half of the whole book, it was just so much better. I was like dialed into the whole second half of the book that it was just like, damn, I want to read this book again. And it, like I said, this is geared towards women. And I was like, yo, I want to just read this again so I could just kind of better understand maybe how some women think when they get into hard, difficult situations or whatever the case may be. So that's a good read, a good listen. What do you got, bro? What's a good book you would maybe recommend, I guess, for
I mean,
personal.
I read a lot of thing is I'm right now I'm on the Way of the Superior Man. That's like one that I'm like halfway through already.
Me too, bro.
Yeah, it's a great book, dude.
I read it. No, it's in my Audible.
So I guess my way of reading, I'll read one chapter a day. It's like my way of creating that habit. I never really. It's up until maybe last year when I really got into reading. Not that I didn't read before, but it was just not like a thing where I need to sit through it every day, and you know.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make it a commitment for myself, but and not that it would. I don't know if it would, because it really just kind of ties into, well, in some aspects, because some of the chapters actually do go into how to own up to your mistakes and how to like live with an open heart even if it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. And so it's about taking accountability, but really it's to shape out a person, or mainly a man, just to be more superior within himself. But another good one is the Art of Seduction, which I know we're not really on that topic, but
no, we're not. I mean,
that's it's a good book. It's a great book, and that's one of my like top books, along with 48 Laws of Power. The one that you recommended to me a long time ago.
What?
By the Prince, Machiavelli.
Oh yeah.
It's called The Prince by
The
Machiavelli?
Prince. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He had a couple.
Yeah, dude. But I remember like when we first like got on the phone like that, it was read this book, bro. I read it. It was great, bro.
It was like, it's one of those books that change people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, people have,
Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's I don't really have it like too many books like that, but Think and Grow Rich, Millionaire Next Door.
That was the ones too.
Okay, I know, but these are the books I've read. Okay.
I want to get away from this. Whatever,
Rich
man.
Dad, y'all last.
Is that what you're gonna say next, Dad? Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah, y'all last. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit.
The billionaire next door.
Yeah, the next big investment in your life.
What about outside of those? Have you guys heard that might be as cliche as the other ones we're just talking about, but like the Four Noble Truths?
Never heard
and
that
stuff
one.
like that.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Nah.
I think all those books in general, if you read any one of them, would just go hand in hand with anything that you do with your life, just because everything, it goes back to psychology and interpersonal relationships. Everything, your relationship with your mom, brother, sister, cousin, everything goes back into learning the other person, learning the other humans. The better you can understand people, the better you can understand how you need to distinguish a fire inside of a situation where you and another person are not connecting at the time, whatever it is. You can literally take all of this information and just apply it to any and every relationship, whether it's your boss, coworker, your agent, your mom, everything. You can literally take it for everything, because these things people just skim over and they never put a lot of thought into it, because we're just so on the go. We're not really thinking about these relationships. We never really take a step back and be and understand, okay, well, how is my relationship with this person? How is my relationship with my manager, or whatever the case is? And that's why you'll see some of these I can't even think of his name. What is his name? Bobby Lee. How he was like, I don't even look at my bank account. He was like, I just let my agent handle all that kind of stuff. Well, his what is it called? His accountant deal with all that, and I was just like, why would he do that? I was like, you're really putting all your trust in this man to not ever steal millions from you, or a couple thousand here, and you don't realize it. He's just gonna take more and more underneath behind you. I forget who was it that they had just won something, and he found out they were taking a lot of his money.
I seen that. I don't remember who it was, but I know what you're talking about, because that's what popped in my head.
Was he a boxer? Or was it was somebody else? I can't think of it, but they were taking a lot of his money from behind him, and he had to go file the lawsuit. It was like $3 million.
Yeah.
Damn, who was it? Was it Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it was a boxer where exactly they were taking a lot of his money, and he had to go fight. Now we got to go through lawsuits.
That was Oscar De La Hoya, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is because
the same thing happened to Canelo
it's these
too.
interpersonal relationships. You think that you can trust
Yeah.
people because they're telling you this, they're telling you that, but it's really they're telling what you want to hear, not what you actually need to hear, and that's the hard part to distinguish.
Which I got a question for you, right?
Okay.
Because we're on this topic, and there's something that you mentioned a few times, and it's obviously it has value to you, right?
Yes.
Because you spoke on it a couple of times, but there's also a different side of it, so where I'm genuinely curious, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if you go to school for these kind of things, but you said at one point, from boxing to modeling, you had to learn how to pretty much fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a piece of advice everybody gets and all that. But you talk about how powerful and how important it is to build up your network and to go to these places and be prepared to meet these people, right? So it's like, I guess the question that I have is, where is it that you draw the line as far as when building that network? You know, how fake is fake in it, and what is real to you when it comes down to building out your network?
Well, I believe in just being yourself, even if you are in an environment that you've never been in before or that you are uncomfortable in. It's always the safest route to be yourself. Of course, you are more professional in other environments and with other people. So that is what I meant by faking it till I make it, because I didn't always have to be professional, watch what I say, how my grammar is, and even body language plays a part in that, because you never know who that person is. Being in an industry that you're new to, you don't know anybody unless you do your research, but being new, obviously, you don't know who to do your research on. And a big thing is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You never know who these people know. They don't know who I know. I don't know their past. They don't know mine. So I think just playing, not a character, but softening who you are and being able to acknowledge the person. Acknowledge them for who they are. Not just acknowledge their accomplishments and what they have going for themselves. Get to know the people for themselves before you get to know them for their successes. So that's why I would, in a way, fake it till I make it, because I want them to feel like I'm intrigued, I'm interested, and I want to learn as well. So they'll feel comfortable with giving me information and not using them for it, but being able to take that into consideration and crediting them later on in my career, and letting them know that they played a part in my success. And going from wanting to know them for their experiences and not their successes, not their accomplishments.
All right, so I got. Unless y'all have another question, I have one more question.
No, I'm good.
So this is my last question. What would be one or two pieces of advice you would give to any younger girls trying to do modeling or maybe do acting, something similar to what you're already doing?
My first advice is, like how I was saying before, communication. A conversation, your first impression is everything. From the way you look, to your body language, to the words you say. The conversation that you're having with the person is how they are going to get to know you, how they are going to judge you, because this is a very judgmental industry, like any industry. Whether you're working a 9-to-5 or you're in a big association, in a where you are with people that are way higher up than you. So I would say, like I said before, get to know them. Get to know the people for who they are. Get to know, people could recognize me. Oh, how people have before. This literally happened in the show that I was in last week. Oh, you're Miss Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh. I seen you. And I'm like, yeah. And then I start a conversation with them. I don't want them to feel like, oh, I did this, and that. Who are you? No. I'm a person like how you are. I'm not better than you. You are not better than me. We are both human beings, and I want to get to know you. I want to build a relationship, build a bond, and be memorable. I want to be able to say something that will stick to you, and I want you to feel comfortable enough to give me an advice or say something that will also stick to me. Something else I would say is try it. Just do it. Do it. You never know how far something can take you, or how it won't benefit you unless you do it. No celebrity or no famous athlete just woke up and was a professional on their first day. They had to just do it, just go to practice when they're the most sore, when they're the least courage, and they have no faith in themselves anymore. They had to just do it.
Yeah.
Just go for it. You're never going to get nowhere if you don't put the work in. So just, I would say, if the opportunity comes, take it. Like, if it's acting, if it's modeling, if you get a casting call for a commercial or like just a show or a photo shoot, do it. The experience that you can get from this, or the people that you meet from this, can be lifelong friends, can be lifelong like coworkers and partners. And like I said, the communication holds such a big part in that, and it's so important because that is how the people are going to stick around.
Yeah, that's the chemistry that you build with them.
Like how it goes into psychology, how y'all were talking. People are so judgmental. People are going to judge you for every last little thing. But if you look into them and you are genuine and they can sense it and feel it, us as humans can feel when someone is like really genuine, or when they'll try to act it, or then sneak in some questions like, and like, you know, it's a shady question.
Yeah.
We can feel that. So just be as genuine as you can. Be as humble as you can. You're not better than no one. No one is better than you. Y'all are both humans at the end of the day. Despite your successes, their successes, y'all both are still learning, growing together, and y'all need to build the bond and the chemistry to be able to be successful together.
Yeah.
Instead of just you by yourself.
I like that. I want to say that you are very wise beyond your years, and I think if you can just put more groundwork into wanting to grow and just maybe reading more books, you're going to surprise yourself on where you think you can actually go.
Thank you.
But with that being said, we will see you guys on the next episode of Direct Discussions. Peace.